BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
EJ, welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, where our mission is to empower you to have financial freedom through crypto assets. If you like the sound of that, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you smash it, or as Justin Williams said, just tap it. Just give it like a little touch. You want to give them a little heads up on why it's unfamiliar faces to some people here today, J Chains.
Yeah. It's me and DZ. We bought the company. It's ours. This live stream now belongs to us.
Yeah. It's okay, Taco. You don't have to jump out of the background immediately. It is fine. It is fine. But yeah, Ben, we'll be back. If you could bring up the chat. If not, no worries. But yeah, welcome. I'm hosting today. I'll also be hosting Thursday. TJ is snowboarding, and Ben was, still in LA. I believe he's flying back today. So he was at the Super Bowl. If you follow his social media, Dad Jokes for the Win, FTW. You saw him. He had pretty good seats too. I was a little jealous of his seats. Did you see his seats?
Yeah, they were like on the end zone, right?
Yeah, real quick. I mean, we can get into it. Me and J Chains, we were in California as well. We all went to the meetup. Me and J Chains flew back earlier so we could be here, do the show. We did miss out on the gala event Wendy got to go to. Kings of Leon was there. Who's Steve Aoki? I know you're big on gala, man. How did you? Man, we thought we were going to go. We thought we were going to go after food, but then it was just so late. We were 3 hours, it was like 3 hours later to us. It was pushing on midnight, so really pushing 3 a.m. for us. And we didn't make it, man. Are we getting old? What's going on?
I'll tell you what, man. I felt so old at that point because, dude, we could go party, go hang out, Steve Aoki, open bar, all this stuff, yada, yada, yada. And no, it was time to go to bed.
Yeah. I did take off the hoodie. A bunch of people were like, oh, DZ, I thought you were, way smaller in real life. Yeah, look, I sometimes lift heavy things, not as much as Taco, but, I try. All right, let's get right into it. We're going to make sure you follow me, dz.eth. You can find me that way, or dz_BTC. We just put out a brand new video on NFT update. If you go to the YouTube here, 1.45 million subscribers. I definitely recommend click on the channel button. Make sure you hit some of these other ones. Meta Money, they got some great content. And NFT update, we're trying to catch up. Meta Money, which is funny. We have New Money Gang on the building. Mm-hmm. But now it's Meta Money, no NFT update. But you know what? We're going to fight hard. We're going to get that Meta sign, and we're going to get that NFT update sign up there. Isn't that right?
Yep, you know that.
I know it. All right, and follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get my followers up. There's a lot of scammers out there. They have way more followers than me. I think they're using botted accounts, messaging people, trying to literally scam my friends, scam my family. They're like, hey, let me help you out on this crypto journey. I'm sure you got a couple scam accounts as well. It's always funny when you have a cousin or an uncle or a friend from high school, yeah. Hey, did you message me? No, that wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm not going to ask you, about your crypto journey.
It's tough when your family members ask you, hey, did you just message me about trading? It's like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, definitely not. Never. We'll never DM you. So, but yeah, let's see. Getting tired of no show, Ben. Ben will be back tomorrow. Don't you worry. But let's check out the crypto markets right now. Do a little market watch. We have Bitcoin down, 0.1% on that hour, but looking pretty flat. Looking pretty flat on the daily here. 42,600 essentially. We have Ethereum at 29.43. Definitely want to get that higher. I know Ben likes to look at the total market cap. We're under 2 trillion here. Below 2 T's, man. We gotta get that T up. You know what I mean?
Hey. I know what you're saying there.
Let's see. Binance coin down about 1%, still holding above for Cardano. Yeah, that's right. I'm a Cardano fan now. I blame CNFTs. It wasn't the Falcon. It wasn't the ecosystem itself, besides JPEG Store and Nami Wallet, a couple other small things with Cardano. But Cardano down a little bit. If we look for some of the winners here, I know we have someone's got to be having a good day. All right.
Jeez.
Broke into the top 100 there, but yeah, very quickly goes to 1% gains and lower. Solana is up a little bit. Congrats if all those people that got those Soul Punks, you've upped your Solana. Those things have been going nuts. We just dropped a video on that on NFT Update. I'm scared to look at the losers. It's probably going to be not as bad. Look at that, though. E-Gold down, Crow down. What do you think of Crow going down with the Super Bowl? Was this buy the rumor, sell the news?
It's always buy the news, sell the rumor. No, just kidding. I just feel it's manipulation, right? Anytime that you see a company like this in the spotlight like they are, putting out huge announcements, big-time partnerships, and then to see it slump, I think that someone's trying to get a better price.
Yeah, someone said refresh the page. We've refreshed. It looks a little bit better now. Yeah, Bitcoin does jump up about $190 right there, so 192. So looking good. If we check the gainers now, okay, still mine ICP up, Solana up about 3, almost 4%. So pushing right at $100. Back to the losers. Doge not having a good day. All the normies, they're supposed to buy Doge. They're all supposed to download the Coinbase, and we will be talking about the Super Bowl ads in a little bit. ETH Classic, I mean, I guess that's a good sign. I don't know. But we do have Frank. We have Mr. Candles himself. We are trying to figure out the name of his community. Some people say they want to be the Candlesticks, the Candle Gang, Candle Mafia. I'm trying to push the Frankensteins. I think the Frankensteins is a slam dunk name. He pushes back. But you know what? The market will decide what is the best name. If you think it should be, let us know in the comments. We're still trying to figure it out. But if you like Frankensteins, hit that like button. But Frankie, what do you have for us? We have some MarketWatch up here for you. We have some lines. We have some candles. I don't know what this means. Tell me.
What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a good day. How about that Super Bowl pump, right? Whew. So let's jump into the charts here and get right into it. Starting,
Candle Cartel. Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I do like Candle Cartel.
Candle Cartel is good. Let me just.
Frankenachis.
The Frankenachis.
God,
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
one too. All right, let me just get this, set up a little bit better so you guys can see. Okay, so we're gonna start on Bitcoin on the weekly. Good stuff to look at here. We got a little bit of bullish stuff, a little bit of bearish stuff. So we do have that weekly VWAP that did confirm the green dot, which obviously we've been talking about on the channel for quite some time. So that is bullish. As we talked about, these VWAPs crossing over the zero line on the weekly typically brings us up a good bit here. So my targets for here, if we can keep this bullish momentum, would be around 48 to 51K in a bullish scenario. But let's take a look at the other side here because this is important to look at. Let me just switch to our regular candles real quick. Get rid of these drawings for you guys. So if you come down and you see this candle right here, this big red wick right there, that red candle. Now, this is a textbook shooting star candle, which is a bearish reversal candle. So this could be indicating that we do have some more downside for Bitcoin. We are currently printing this week, started off green, but definitely worth keeping an eye on this to see if we do get more bearish.
What is that candle called again?
It's called a shooting star candle.
Okay, so not airplanes in the night sky.
No, not yet. But yeah, that could be indicating some more downside for Bitcoin. But we are getting, let's come down to a lower time frame here. Let's come to the 2 hour. We did get a nice little pump here, coming in at about 42,785. Was kind of hoping the Super Bowl would bring us up a little more. Now you ask, if we do see this shooting star candle play out with a bearish reversal to the downside, where can we go? Let's come over to our Bitcoin chart with the spider lines. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. Coming to the 4 hour, right? So if this does play out in the more bearish scenario, I would be, it is possible that we come back down and test around the 40K area. We do have 40K here as well as another spider line coming in right underneath that. So if we do break that 40K, we do have that spider line that we could possibly bounce off of. But in the macro, we do have this weekly VWAP, which is kind of keeping us bearish. So some conflicting information, right? Was kind of hoping the Super Bowl maybe gave us a little bit bigger of a pump, to kick off this weekly VWAP crossover to the upside. So yeah, I mean, little lackluster on the Super Bowl. I don't know. How are you feeling about that, DZ? I was kind of a lot of people were saying it could pump us a lot. Couldn't really see how it could have moved us a lot, but I was open-minded because we hadn't seen crypto commercials in the Super Bowl yet.
I'm just mad that there weren't Bored Apes dancing around.
Yes, I was waiting
That's
at
all I
the
wanted.
end of the halftime show, waiting for that Bored Ape to rise from the bottom of the field, but we didn't get it. We didn't get it.
You know. Anything on ETH, real quick?
Yeah, ETH. Let's take a look. Boom. Yeah, so ETH coming in at about 2,900. Let's see. So I mean, obviously gonna be heavily dependent on what Bitcoin decides to do. But yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin decides to dump, obviously ETH, you guys know, usually dumps a bit more than Bitcoin. We're on the daily here. I mean, what is this? 20. It's going to be heavily dependent on Bitcoin. I always say this. People on the stream always ask me to look at the altcoins, right? And you know, it's the altcoins follow Bitcoin so heavily. You know, as they say, rising tides raises all ships, and vice versa. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be heavily dependent.
Looks bad, and he doesn't want to say. That's all right.
No. We're going to have to see, right? Because we do have that conflicting information on the weekly, right? We have that shooting star candle as well as the VWAP coming up. So we're gonna have to see, you know, the weekly VWAP coming in and popping over the zero line and kind of starting to curve to the side here. You know, we could have it just come right back down. You know, we're gonna have to see how this week goes until we print another candle. So we could go further, or we could come back down and just cross this zero line again. But hopes on this green dot on the weekly for sure.
All right. Well, appreciate it. You know, hopefully, you know, that weekly holds. You know, we all were looking at that weekly around the office, and then just not as exciting as we were hoping. But you know, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. And it was about $10,000 less. What are we looking at? You know, 3 weeks ago, something like that. You know, I know it's not quite 10, but 8,000 less. So still, you know, still higher than it was. So we're not complaining here. All right, let's get into. What do we have? The Fed meeting. This actually is kind of a big deal. This is an unexpected Fed meeting is going down today. I'm not exactly sure at what time. Maybe it'll come out in time for us to cover on ATB. But here's how Bitcoin could win from the Federal Reserve's closed meeting. Not one of those open meetings. One of them closed ones, you know, where they have the secrets. The closed and unplanned meeting of the Fed Reserve is expected to take place today, the 14th. Let's see. This shrunk. And
yeah, I was going to say the article's a little small.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know the expand button on when we're talking about Apple, like on Safari here. So if Frank, you want to come up here and expand it, that'd be great. Yeah, will take place today on Valentine's Day. A little scary. Official list of discussions consists of only one topic. They could talk about a few things here. One is going to be the unexpected rate hike. Not exactly, you know, what we want. The rate hike will, you know, most likely, they're saying is going to cause a U.S. debt implosion. I don't think it would be so cut and dry if they do raise the rate. All of a sudden, the sky's going to fall. But you will see, you know, a cooling down period for the stock market if it's a long-term thing. You know, I'm not so sure about that. Frank, how do I make this bigger? If you want to do that real quick. Let's see. Then they have the second thing, if you want to go around, the announcement of a CBDC. If they do a comment on that, that's going to be pretty big as well. All right, I'm going to learn here. He is moving the mouse. He is clicking something. He's putting his hand in a weird contorted form here. I think he's throwing out a Crip sign that he saw Snoop do at the Super Bowl. You're not. Oh, you're literally expanding it. God, what are we in 1999? There's like no button up here. Come on, what's his name? Tim Apple. Get it together, Tim Apple. You need to cook up some better solutions here. All right. So the second announcement though would be the CBDC. Obviously, if they have some the comments, it's going to be in a manner where we're going to have to decipher what they say. They're not going to come out and say central bank digital currencies are bad, and they're not going to say central bank digital currencies are good. It's going to be in this weird obfuscated language where we're going to have to kind of read between the lines, and you know how Goldman Gary's going to do. But we'll see if they do some comments on the CBDCs, except maybe we'll see a little bit of pump. And the unlikely scenario, the least likely scenario, if the Fed Reserve decides to leave the key rate as it is, the absence of action will likely cause a continuation of slow growth. I'm kind of hoping they do decide to leave it as it is. I'm almost suspicious that they're saying it's the least likely scenario. There's a lot of people out there saying, with the looming issues, with let's see, how could we say? We could say Ukraine, right? Like I don't want to say the R word, but with those looming issues over there with NATO and everything else, maybe they do take a step back. Maybe they don't want to create this perfect storm of negative news that will tank the markets, that will drive down stock prices, and with that will also drag Bitcoin down, which will drag all those alts, except for a handful of things with bullish narrative. So I'm hoping it's kind of a nothing burger. I'm hoping that I expect them to not raise the hike, but maybe hint that they might. They'll be a little, vague on how they're going to hike it, but that's kind of what I'm expecting. And then when it comes closer to that date for them to hike it, maybe they push it back again. It just depends what's going on in the broader global markets. Do you have any predictions for the Fed meetup?
No.
No.
So I'm sorry. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm busy over here trying to wonder. Our rundown clock is not working, so we're gonna have to guesstimate. I'll have a little thing here.
You know what? We're already at 12. Let's see. We started about 11:40, so we've spent about 20 minutes. I think it's time for us to go to our second story. That sounds about right. Feels about right.
I will keep a timer going, just so you know. But also, what I was more intrigued with is Bobby Dials 212 over in the basement says, "You are a beautiful man." Ha ha ha. I assume he's talking about you.
I assume he's talking about you, of course. I mean, I don't know. Like you're a pretty beautiful man. Everyone was talking about it at the meetup. There are a couple more Bitcoin prices we do want to talk about here. Bitcoin's stuck in a tight range. Kind of Frank alluded. You see that volatile candle right there, the airplane in the night sky candle right there. So the markets have priced in the rate hikes. However, if we suddenly get an emergency rate hike in the coming week or an acceleration of the hikes, that's going to be harmful for the markets and potentially give a shock reaction. Now, everyone's saying, oh, the rate hikes are priced in, they're priced in. That's not true. I mean, they're priced into a level, but when it actually happens, that's, we're going to see basically the stock market, take for what is, relatively a nosedive. For them, what's that 0.001%? They were like panicking, like, oh my God, I've lost 0.5% over a week. What am I going to do? Tons of supply and resistance above 45. Tons of demand and support in the low 43s. So we're just going to kind of be in this tight channel. Bitcoin just going to kind of basically try to make a move. But it's not all doom and gloom out there. There is some positive Bitcoin, narratives here. The hash rate is hitting a record high. If you don't know, hash rate essentially is the difficulty to mine a Bitcoin. Think basically you're going to use a little more energy to make each block. That's kind of just sums it up, which makes each block relatively, generally speaking, each Bitcoin is now more expensive to create. If it costs $5,000 to mine an ounce of gold, they're not going to sell that ounce of gold for $1,000. If it costs $5 to mine an ounce of gold, you're not going to, be able to charge $5,000. So the more expensive it is to get a Bitcoin, the more favorable it is on, the on-chain metrics. But again, this is crypto. They just throw all that out with the bathwater when, the markets are panicking. So according to Glassnode, it jumped to basically 250 million terahashes per second Saturday. That represents an increase of more than 200% since it dumped, following the China exodus in June 2021. So the hash rate is spiking, good for the price. You can see it right here. I mean, this is a pretty good looking chart right there. That is just kind of skyrocketing. Don't take any stock into it passing the price. I don't think that this directly correlates with the price metric because then, everywhere in the country has different electricity costs. Bitcoin hash rate high comes as the amount of Bitcoin on cryptocurrency exchanges hit a 3-year low of 2.5 million coins. So we are having an all-time low of Bitcoin on exchanges. This suggests that the network security is strengthening. Fewer investors are looking to sell their holdings. Man, what do you think about that? People say, there's more and more Bitcoin created every day, yet the Bitcoin is shrinking on the exchanges. Do you think that can continue forever, J-Chains, or is there eventually going to be a point where, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, it's like this is going to be a bear market thing? They're all going to start dumping on the market, or people just turn into long-term hodlers? What do you think?
Well, obviously it's a combination of everything, but they say if you hold it's like a tenth of a Bitcoin. 5 years from now, you will be in the top 1%.
Yeah.
I think, and if that all plays out to be the correct scenario, it's going to be the hodlers that win.
Yeah, definitely. And there's not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire in the world.
Right.
There's not even one for like every half of, I think there's around 40 millionaires in the world, somewhere around there. And
40?
Yeah, 40 million.
Oh, 40 million.
Yeah, 40 million millionaires. And only going to be, I know they say 21 million, but probably only going to be about 16 million Bitcoin total. So
with everything that's lost and
lost.
seized.
I mean, I don't think Satoshi's million is ever going to be released. And I know plenty of people that lost Bitcoin 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, maybe pushing about 10 years ago. So I think there's more loss than people expect. That's just my take.
I agree with you.
All right, let's talk a little Ethereum here. The fee is dipping. I know I listed my Mutant Ape, and it was the cheapest. I've seen, not at the floor, above the floor. All right, average median transaction fee slip, lowest in 6 months. The average fee dropped by almost 75% just within a month, down to $14 from $53. If you've been doing some trades on ETH lately, you've been loving it. If you've been minting NFTs, you've been loving it. It'll win a decremental phase January 10th to record the lowest average median fees, 14, and I'm assuming this is to send $5 and the median fee, $5.67.
Wow.
Average being 14. Median, of course, means like half below that, half above that. So average fee was 53 at its peak of $70 in May of 2021. Just within a month, saw almost 73% decline. So yeah, interesting enough, the transaction count has also come down to numbers that were last seen back in early 2019. Dude, what about that, man? Not seen since 2019.
That's crazy.
That's fall, spring, like spring. Remember the big March crash in 2020?
Yeah.
Like crypto was kind of not doing much around then. May, June, July, higher than then. You know what I mean? So
is that just further?
A long time.
That just further lets us know that retail is basically dried up.
That's a good point. I had my own theory on this. I'm glad you said that, because I wasn't sure if I was going to say this or not. I'm kind of having a theory. So a lot of institutional people, they would do. Now, this is just me making it up. I'm just a guy, in a black V-neck talking to you on the internet here. But a lot of institutions, they would trade, like USDC and USDT, and they would do like arbitrage trades and stuff like that. I think a lot of those players, because they might be doing, many transactions every second. I don't want to say like 1,000 per second, but many transactions per second. I think a lot of them are moving to, like the Luna blockchain, Terra Luna. I think they're doing things on, with AVAX. So I think a lot of these bots that might just be doing, hundreds of transactions in the background while you're just making a sandwich. I think a lot of those are maybe switching to these other layer one solutions. So, and then, just saving that $5. So I think it's just an exodus of that. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know. I mean, maybe people are, minting less NFTs. Maybe there is less retail. Maybe people are trading on, centralized exchanges more. Maybe people are, instead of swapping on Uniswap, they're swapping on Binance, swapping on KuCoin. So I think it's a few things, but yeah, it's interesting to see that it's the lowest that it's been in years. And, it just doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel, of course, we live in our bubble, but it just doesn't feel like, interest is at a multi-year low, personally. I don't know, like with the Super Bowl ads and everything else, it just almost doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I feel we're like breathing down the door of crazy mass adoption, but just to see these transactions go down, the amount of holders go down, it is strange.
Yeah. And today's episode is brought to you by Bitcoin, water, and this is my old Street Dogs hat. So rocking some, speaking of NFTs, but let's talk a little Super Bowl. You watched the Super Bowl, right?
Come on, man. Of course we did.
All right. What was your thoughts? What's the J Chain's overall thought on the Super Bowl?
I thought it was a good game. Definitely was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, you got to give it up to Matt Stafford, go Dogs, and the LA Rams. I thought Cincinnati was going to take it, but I was actually rooting for LA. I got asked that question while we were in LA, so I said I'm rooting for LA.
Radio Face Crypto said 75 cent was like, go shawty, it's a buffet. All right, that's actually like, I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen, he's $1.25 now.
Definitely saw a lot of those jokes, man. He was the meme after.
You know what? That's a good thing, right? It means he's somewhat relevant. It was a boomer rap time show. If you liked tell us in the comments who's your favorite rapper there. I think a lot of people are going to maybe say Kendrick, maybe some people say Eminem, maybe people. Did you like Snoop Dogg's Crip walking? No, he's telling the youth how to dance like a gangster. Maybe that's bad. I don't know.
I saw, and we'll be brief about this, but I saw like a bunch of people up in arms about this. Like, I can't believe he had the audacity to wear Crip blue and Crip walk. Like, come on.
I don't think anyone really. I'm sure, like, yeah, there's like that handful of people, like, come on, kids. But I mean, I remember when Justin Timberlake ripped off, Michael Jackson's sister Janet's top, and she had the little metal thing over her, anyways,
the wardrobe malfunction.
I've seen, the wardrobe malfunction that was totally not planned, because everyone wears like little metal things over their, Anyways, we can say nip on this channel. This is a nipple channel. All right, Super Bowl 20. We're going off the rails here. Super Bowl 2022. Here's the scoreboard of the crypto ads. We had the FTX, eToro, Crypto.com, and Coinbase debut crypto ads during the Super Bowl. First, we had the Coinbase one. I think the Coinbase one was fantastic. I actually tweeted about it. This is funny. Here, show this real quick. So I tweeted about it. Coinbase ad made my 109-year-old great-grandfather download the app. Bullish. This was a joke. I saw somebody like tweet like, hey, my grandpa got up from his chair and downloaded the app. I'm bullish. So I was like, oh, this would be funny. I'll just make something that's like clearly a joke, say 109. Look, let's go to it real quick. 431 likes, which is kind of a lot for me. And people are like, congrats on your grandpa. I'm bullish on your great grandpa. Sounds like a legend. Congrats. No, I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to like hide anything. That was a joke. I don't have a great grandpa that's, 109 years old. I do have a 90-year-old grandpa. He's like 92. So, shout out to Wayne. Hey, Wayne, how you doing?
Shout out Grandpa Deezy.
Grandpa Deezy up there in Washington State. All right, so yeah, I thought the Coinbase one was great. It basically, bounced around like the DVD symbol. Let's see, can I play this without sound? Yeah, so that was the whole ad, but it was a QR code. So I thought that one was good. And of course, it does land at the corner at the end. Everybody at home watching. Yeah, so we had that one. I thought that one was pretty good. We had the FTX one with Larry David. A lot of people are talking about that one. I do like Larry David. He's pretty funny. We just kind of, it was basically him missing out on things like, I don't know. Then it cuts to him crypto. Yeah, I don't know. Don't be like Larry. Don't miss out on the next big thing. I think that's kind of good. I am a fan of Larry David. Big fan of Seinfeld. Were you a Seinfeld guy?
No. Oh well, I mean, I did
I had a
watch
feeling
Seinfeld.
you weren't.
I am a much bigger Curb Your Enthusiasm fan than Seinfeld, for sure.
I can't watch Curb Your Enthusiasm too much because I start acting like him. I'll become a social assassin, is what he calls himself, and like I'll be leaving notes on people's windshields and parking lots, and like, hey, you can't, like, I turn into, like, I got to be the police for society, and that's sometimes you just gotta be quiet.
You shut down the quick conversations, no stopping chats.
Everyone's like, bought the 5 link. I bought 4 link, of course I bought 4 chain link. All right, we had the eToro Super Bowl commercial. That one to me was kind of more of a traditional finance one. I don't think it was effective as the Coinbase one, but they want to do something a little more traditional, I guess would be the word. So you see them, like, oh, imagine, share ideas, kind of typical. 4.6 million views on this. So, I mean, I guess they're doing pretty good. And let's see, halftime show. Within the Crow, of course, the Crow, we had LeBron, and not Bronny, but like young LeBron here. He's like traveling back in time. It's the moment of truth. King James called it. I don't know what he called, but, here he is talking to little CGI self. I don't know. I mean, I guess that doesn't look totally creepy. It does kind of have the creepy vibe of, like, you could tell, your brain can tell it's like kind of not real. I don't know. Like, it's a little spooky looking when you see the clones like that. So pretty good ads. What did you say was the best one?
I mean, obviously, for the sake of getting somebody to do something, the Coinbase one.
Yeah,
because it was on for 10 seconds, and my wife and I were sitting there watching the game. I'm like, what the heck is this for? She scanned it. I even said to her, what are you doing scanning a random QR code? Yeah. And then Coinbase popped up.
I didn't scan. I mean, I have crypto on my phone, so like I just wouldn't scan. I'm sure someone's not going to spend, millions of dollars and then like have a scam, but I mean, I'm not sure, actually. I'm not 100% sure. So I was hesitant to scan myself. I see some people, someone else brought it up, Meta. Meta had one, so the Meta one was good. You know, you wore the goggles. I'm very bearish on them changing their name. Oculus is a fantastic name. Meta, they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to have people talk about metaverses and just think of Facebook, and I don't know if it's going to work. I'm not a fan. I think Oculus was a great name, so
I agree with you on that.
it's unfortunate that they did that. All right, let's cut to the Coinbase ad one here. FTX was the next best. Yeah, I liked it. All right, maybe I'll go to FTX and I'll buy my 3 chain link. I got to buy my 3 chain link. Coinbase CMO talks about her company's highly successful QR Super Bowl ad. Of course, a lot of people were talking about how it just you go to the website and then it crashed. It was a 59-second ad. I think the final, maybe 3 seconds it said Coinbase, but yeah, basically for 55 seconds, it was just this circling around, scanned by mobile phone directly to the page on the Coinbase website. They gave the new users $15 worth of free Bitcoin, and all users enter a lottery. Who cares about the lottery? I mean, you're probably not going to win that, but I did see some tweets. People were like, hey, I think it was maybe in the Slack. I think Aaron said, hey, my grandpa was kind of excited about getting 15 free bucks, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people super excited. Now, obviously, once again, anytime Coinbase gets a little traffic generated to their site, what happened?
Boom, it crashed. Everyone, talking about, hey, yeah, it was pretty crash. That was like pretty indicative of Coinbase. I think they maybe had the tweet here, but yeah, it was like, I think they said Coinbase ad taking you to the Coinbase website that had crashed is the most Coinbase to ever Coinbase. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's pretty good. I do like that. So just saw more traffic than we've ever encountered, but our teams pulled together and only had to throttle traffic for a few minutes. We are now back and ready for you at drops.coinbase.com. Humbled to have witnessed this. We all gonna make it. So yeah, I mean, obviously successful. I'm sure they did a lot of things, probably about everything they could to not have the website crash. But I saw some people throwing out rumors. I think it crashed on purpose because then you'll talk about it more. A la, think of the Tesla truck window that smashed. Like the fail is what we're talking about, but what we're doing, we're talking about it. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Let us know. Do you think it was planned that it fell or failed, or was that just this Coinbase? I mean, Bitcoin goes up, with over 7% in a 24-hour period. It's like crashing. So I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Let's see. What else do we got? We got a little.
So jaded.
Everything's marketing. Everything is marketing. Everything's a scam. No, I'm just kidding. We saw it with the Justin Bieber Bored Ape thing. Like it didn't 5x the floor price. On purpose. That was marketing. It worked. We all talked about it. So people are saying the worst halftime ever. I thought the halftime was good. I thought 50 Cent popping out from doing sit-ups was pretty cool. But I'm a big fan. I mean, I was a teenager when In the Club came out, so that was just a huge song to me. I love that song. So yeah, some people are saying it was the best halftime. So I don't know. It looks like people are split. I don't know. Who did you want up there? If it was going to be hip hop, who's it supposed to be? Who better than Kendrick Lamar? Who better than Snoop and Dre? I mean, what are you going to have 6ix9ine up there or something? No, that's a big no.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Like, Lil Pump. No. I don't want to see any of that. So.
But you could put Wheezy. I could have done Little Wheezy, but I was really happy. I mean, like you see these people complaining, like, what do you want? ZZ Top?
I mean, you know what it is? They want something for nothing and the chicks for free. But, you don't get crypto for nothing unless it's a Coinbase ad, and then the website crashes. But all right, let's talk a little NBA merch designer. He is trying to turn to the blockchain to end world hunger. Pretty big news here. This guy, he is known for doing the merch for the NBA or supplying coffee to big retailers. So he's a big guy in the business world. He's motivated to mend the shortcomings of the traditional charity systems. He founded Food Chain Global, organization that uses blockchain-based ecosystem to support charitable initiatives targeting global hunger. I think that's a good idea. We do see that a lot, but a lot of times it's just kind of promises. You'll see an NFT drop that does an animal, and they'll say, yeah, we're the 10,000 wacky dolphins, and every 10% of our drop is going to go to save a dolphin. It's like you don't really know where it's heading. Is it really audited? Are we just kind of trusting this person? Sometimes it's cool, and if you say you're giving $40,000 to the World Wildlife Fund, I'm like, okay, I can buy that. But when you take on these lofty things, we're saving all the salamanders in Sri Lanka. Like, are you, or is this just all bull crap? But this is this is definitely more of a real deal. They're releasing a Polygon-based food tokens, NFTs, and crypto merchandise clothing stores, and they're going to be used to supply food to the Daily Bread Food and Bank in Haven on the Queensway. So, good thing. I think we're going to see more of this. This is going to be one of the things that helps get crypto's bad name out of people's mouths. I've been wading into the torrent. I've been wading into the cesspool. I've been wading into the vitriolic, poisonous bog that is Magic the Gathering Twitter. And, they attack NFTs, and they kind of have all these outdated notions of what an NFT is. And every now and then I'll wade in the pool. I probably shouldn't wade in the pool, but, I've been trying to get ahead of people. I've been taking pages from Gary Vee's book. For instance, I'm stuck in a NFT update beef right now. I probably shouldn't even be bringing this up, but I just want to shine light. Someone else has the NFT update handle. We have the channel NFT update. We're actually _ NFT update. He sent me and Justin some private messages, basically leading off with insults and telling us to change our names and calling us names and insulting us. And we're just trying to spread positivity. The name NFT update to me is like sports update, weather update. Like, you're not going to say, I'm the only weather update. You can't be weather update. I'm the first weather update. To me, it's like NFT update. It's, kind of similar. There's another YouTube channel, NFT update. Big fans of theirs. They do Cardano stuff. I'd love to be on their show. I actually reached out to the guy, hey, let's do a show together. Let's talk about this. But he had no interest in it. He kind of attacked me and Justin on a Twitter space today, but I'm just trying to spread positivity. We can all have the name. So, that's my 2 cents. There's enough NFT update for the whole world. We don't need to be ugly to anybody. Let's talk a little BlockFi. Man, coming after these BlockFi, we got Goldman Gary Gensler. They call him G3 for a reason. They are targeting these institutions that want to give you savings amounts that are higher than that 0.03%. And now they're sending BlockFi a $50 million fine with another $50 million to state regulators, basically getting fined $100 million here. BlockFi is expected to pay $100 million in fines to the SEC and other state regulators over allegations it illegally offered a high interest yield product. How, what it is? It's illegal because they're paying you more than inflation. No, we got to be stuck behind inflation, right?
How do we just get out from under the thumb? Like, how do you say, you know what? No, I'm sorry. We're not paying this fine. We're not going to deal with this anymore. I'm sorry that you guys are in bed with the banks and you can only offer me 0.00000 whatever percent.
Yeah.
It's not good enough for anybody. But then you're going to try to target me and say, I can't earn 11, 12% like on Celsius, or you're going to find BlockFi. Give me a break.
I'll tell you how we make crypto the lightning rod for our main topic. There's always a hot topic, this is what the narrative is for this election. It could be, war. It could be immigration. It could be, I think voting issues was kind of the hot topics this last election cycle. The response to the pandemic was going to be a hot topic. Make crypto a hot topic. Make crypto your main topic. And I'm not saying if they disagree with 99% of what you say, but they agree with the 1% on crypto, vote for that person. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying maybe weigh crypto as one of the high value topics that you care about. So that's just that's my 2 cents here. Hot topic was DZ's favorite store of them all. No, it was Spencer's Gifts. All right. The penalties come as the U.S. authorities continue to spotlight crypto lending activity deemed to be outside the purview of the country's financial regulations. The interest account allows you to lend out your crypto for up to 9.25% in annual percentage yield. So if you had 30,000 in Tether, you could expect a return of almost 3,000 over a yearly period. By contrast, the average, you ready for this? The average bank interest rate for interest checking accounts, 0.03 to 0.06. So your $30,000 would only get you $9 to $18 for the same amount. So this is totally ridiculous.
How much is the bank taking on that, though? You know what I mean? Because, like, that's the thing. I think that's why they're all pissed off. It's like, yeah, we can't offer that because the bank has to make their money on your money. And that's the whole scam about the bank system, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to get into, fractional and all that. But, they hold your money. They do things with your money. They're making money off your money. But they don't want you to make money off your money. They want to have a monopoly on the hey, I lend out money, because with crypto we can kind of team together, right? Like I can't give someone even $30,000. No billion-dollar corporation is going to be interested in me trying to let them borrow 30,000, and then they're going to give me $31,000 back, 4 months from now. But when you team with a whole group of people on something like BlockFi, then I gave my 30, you gave your 10, gives a 20, J-Chains gives 40. Everyone, pulls together their amount, and then that billion-dollar corporation is like, oh yeah, let me borrow 27 million, and then disperse the rewards equally. So the Web3, these protocols, crypto allows us to band together, and the powers that be, that's not what they want. That's the exact opposite of what they want. They want us divided, separated, and weak. They want us weak and lame, and we're not going to have it.
I like how in your example, I gave the most money to the fund there.
I was going to say a sandwich. You let them borrow a sandwich. But I was like, I just got done giving my speech of spreading love, and then I wasn't going to like just negate that with an insult. But
Thank you.
all
I
right, yeah,
appreciate
big
that.
shout out. Like there's nothing wrong if you have that name. Share the name, but it's nothing but love from NFT update _ NFT update. That's right. If it ain't the underscore, it ain't real. All right, U.S. tax authority seizes first NFTs and $1.9 million fraud case. That's right. We are now seizing NFTs. Serves as a warning to anyone thinks they can use crypto assets to hide money. What's funny is you do hear people talk about that, like, oh, if you're trying to wash money, just buy a Bored Ape and then sell it under floor. According to the Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs,
Jeez.
that just sounds so much cooler than the SEC. That sounds like you're about to Q has a Aston Martin for you, and you're gonna wear this fancy watch, and when you shake Gary Gensler's hand. No. All right. So according to Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, asset seizure was part of a criminal probe in a suspected fraud case involving 250 alleged fake companies. The agency said that the 3 suspects used sophisticated methods to hide their identities and criminal proceeds, including the sophisticated method of VPNs, unregistered mobile phones. They bought burners from Walmart, stolen identities, false addresses, false invoices, shell companies, and pretending to engage in legitimate business activities. Okay, some of those are like real deals, but yeah, they refrained from sharing any details on how it obtained the physical control of the assets. Like other crypto assets, NFTs are stored on a blockchain, require private keys stored in digital wallets to be spent. We keep seeing this narrative of, yeah, they got the Bitcoin. We won't tell you how. Yeah, we got the NFTs. We're not going to tell you how. So we see it with these hacks. We see it with these. I think they're just coerced. I mean, I don't know if it's a Jack Bauer situation. And if you haven't seen the show 24, he would just like point a gun at your knee, blast you in the kneecap, point it at your other knee, and say, now give me your seed phrase. I'd give my seed phrase. I'd be like, all right, here you go. No, I'm just playing. But maybe it's a situation like that. I don't think so. I don't think they're like blasting kneecaps and saying, type in your seed phrase. I don't think that's happening, but I'm sure there's some coercion. You know what I mean? Like, look, cooperate. Maybe we let you go with a little bit of tether. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. go to some country where, they don't care, and just lead us to the ringleader here, maybe. I don't know. How do you think they got the NFT?
That's a really good question, man. I don't know. I think that
Did he get the seed phrase willingly? Did they steal the seed phrase, whether it's like a keystroke log? Or the third option would be, is there a secret way to hack these, the EVM, Ethereum network without us knowing?
I think they brought in the muscle man. They strong-armed him.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking strong arm. I don't think like all crypto can like just be, stolen. I think sometimes it is like they do have like key logs on maybe every computer in the world, like I don't know. But you go back far enough, someone probably typed that seed phrase. Now, is it possible they, I don't know, like close the, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a hacker. I'm not an elite hacker. I spell elite with the L and E's and T. I don't spell it with the 7 and the 3. So I'm the wrong person to talk to. We also had another NFT news here. The bandana wearing CryptoPunk smashes the record, sold for $23 million in Ethereum. This is the alien punk. I want to say there's only 9 aliens. 8,000 Ether. Woo, that's a lot of Ether. Deepak Thaplial, he's a CEO of a blockchain firm called Chain, explained how he used leverage via compound finance in order to acquire the NFT. I think this was mostly like a flex for Deepak, which is cool. He's got a flex and is great advertising for his company. I'd never heard of Chain. I think Chain is maybe a little bit of a generic name, kind of like Block.
Yeah.
You know, Block, Chain. Like you're called Chain. I mean, are you selling chains? I don't know. Like what are you even doing over there? So I mean, it's good advertising for the company. Never really heard of them before. Those who don't know, started June 2017 by Larva Labs Studio. There's 10,000. They've seen 2.5 billion in sales volume among the almost 6,000 traders. So it's in about 6,000 wallets. Yeah, he revealed his Punk 5822. So, whew, man, we're talking about a lot of serious money. The least expensive CryptoPunk right now is about 209,000. So we have seen the flippening with the Bored Apes. Bored Apes are more than the punks. Which one do you think should be worth more, a punk or a Bored Ape?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a tough question. One, I think the punks are the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I don't understand how a 8-bit JPEG could be worth millions of dollars. Sorry, if you own a punk, I know that we do here as a company. Great. Bored Apes
Part
at
of,
least
part of internet history.
Yeah. Bored Apes are at least cool to look at,
And you get to go on yacht parties.
and you do.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's all we got, but we do have the BitSquad Q&A. Do we have any questions?
I didn't really get a whole lot. There was one here. Was BlockFi fined for high yields, but Crypto.com not?
Everyone's asking about that XRP. BlockFi, say that one more time.
Was BlockFi good? You had this article about how BlockFi was fined, but Crypto.com also has some pretty decent yields on their staking.
Yeah, I think it maybe they were targeted because of the lending. They don't want
Mm.
you lending your money out. So that might be that.
This is probably the most important question I saw the entire day. Do Ben and TJ watch the show when they're not on it?
I think it's more likely TJ does than Ben. I think what it is, it's kind of do the same thing I would do. You know, when not NFT update, when Around the Blockchain was my baby, you know, like I'll make sure to at least watch the intro and some of it. So make sure to watch like parts of every episode. Plus, we haven't had content. You know, we didn't put out a video yesterday, so you know maybe they're feeling FOMO for their own channel.
Yeah. Well, if they're watching, what's up, boys? We're welcome for you to come back to Georgia.
All right. What else do we got here?
I think that's
Yeah,
it.
I see nothing really too much with the as far as the news. I mean, maybe there's something breaking with the court case today, but I don't see it. I'm sure Ben will definitely jump on that. Can you transfer crypto from Uphold? I did see that from Coinbase Pro. If Coinbase Pro has the coin itself and you can deposit that coin, but make sure you choose the right chain, especially something with like a stable coin. You want to make sure you know you're not sending something on Binance Smart Chain and it only accepts ERC20. So just be very careful on the chain and make sure you can deposit that coin. What will we see first? XRP case gets settled.
Jeez.
Basically a war, a global financial cyber attack. Well, I think the global financial cyber attacks happen all the time. It's probably one that happened today. We just don't really hear about it as much. XRP case gets settled. Ben did have some comments at the meetup. You got to go to these meetups. You know, he'll tell you some things maybe he won't say on camera, but he said he didn't have any particular reason, but I want to say he was thinking at least something by April. I think he said, you know, we're gonna have something by April. I don't know if it's big news, but we'll have some news. Pluto Alliance news. We're getting close to announcing the big revenue thing for the V1, and we're still, you know, building out the V2 utility. Can't wait to see you on the cruise. That's right. If you have a forged, I think it's going to be the Pluto backgrounds for V2 Pluto Alliance. You get to go on a cruise with DZ. Maybe even J-Chains can jump on that one. That'd be
Sign
pretty
me
cool.
up. I'm a cruiser for sure.
All right, and I think that's all we got time for today. We'll be back. I'll be here 5 p.m. J-Chains will be on, I think, 3 episodes this week. I'll be on 2 episodes this week. Ben and TJ, I think, are back tomorrow. Ben back from Super Bowl. TJ back from snowboarding, along with his Meta Money partner, Brian Emery. So it's going to be a great time. And until next time, BitSquad, I think that's all we got. DZ out.